You're staring at a dozen different barber chairs online, scrolling through glossy photos and trying to figure out which one will actually survive the daily grind of a busy shop without turning your floor into a showroom for broken seats. I get that hesitation. You don't want to drop a few $100s on something that looks great in the pictures, but ends up wobbling after the first week of fades and buzz cuts. The biggest question is whether this particular chair can handle the real-world hustle while still feeling comfortable for both the stylist and the client. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's talk about the Pibbs 663 Master Vintage Barber Chair with a hydraulic base in white. At first glance, it's the kind of piece that can set the tone for a shop that wants a classic, almost retro vibe without looking like a museum exhibit. The white finish is clean, but the real test is how it behaves when you're leaning back to trim a client's sideburns or when you're shifting weight to reach the back of a long beard. I've spent a few days watching a couple of barbers actually use this model in their daily routine, and that's where the practical picture starts to form. First, the hydraulic lift. It's the core of any modern barber chair. If the lift is sluggish or jerky, you'll be fighting the chair more than the hair. The Pibbs 663 uses a standard hydraulic piston that raises and lowers smoothly enough that you can adjust the height with one foot while keeping your hands free to hold clippers. In practice, the lift feels consistent whether you're moving from a low-height trim for kids or raising the seat for an adult with a thick mane. The downside is that the hydraulic mechanism isn't as fast as some premium models that boast instant lift. You'll notice a half-second delay, which can be a minor annoyance when you're trying to keep the flow between clients tight. The seat itself is upholstered in a high-density foam wrapped in a vinyl that's meant to be easy to wipe down. In a shop environment where spills happen, often think hair dye, shaving cream, or even the occasional coffee, this material holds up surprisingly well. I saw a stylist wipe away a splash of brown dye with a damp cloth, and the vinyl didn't stain or retain a sticky residue. That said, the vinyl isn't the most breathable fabric, so after a long session a client might feel a bit warm on a hot day. If you run a climate-controlled space, it's barely noticeable, but in a shop without air conditioning it could become a small comfort issue. Now, the classic vintage look. The chair's design includes a high back with a subtle curve and a footrest that folds down when not in use. The backrest provides enough support for clients who sit for extended cuts or shaves, and the footrest is sturdy enough for most adult feet. One practical observation: the footrest's folding mechanism can be a little stiff at first, requiring a bit of force to lock into place. After a few adjustments it loosens up, but if you have a junior barber who's still getting used to the equipment, you might want to spend a minute showing them how to operate it safely. Rotating the chair is another daily interaction. The 360-degree swivel works well on smooth floor surfaces, turning without any wobble. I saw a barber spin the chair while reaching behind a client's ear for a precise trim, and the chair stayed firmly planted without any rattling. However, on carpeted floors the swivel can feel a bit less stable, and the base may make a faint humming noise if the floor isn't perfectly level. That's a trade-off you'll need to consider based on your shop's flooring. Who should buy this chair? If you're a solo stylist setting up a boutique space, or a small shop that wants a blend of vintage aesthetic and dependable functionality without breaking the bank, the Pibbs 663 hits a sweet spot. Its price point sits below the high-end European models, yet it still offers a hydraulic lift, a swiveling base, and a design that can become a visual centerpiece. It's also a solid option for barbers who prioritize easy cleaning. Think of a shop that does a lot of coloring or uses a lot of aftershave products. The chair's vinyl finish will help keep the workspace looking neat. Who might want to skip it? If your business is a high-volume barbershop that processes 30-plus clients a day and you can't afford any delay in lift speed, you may lean toward a chair with a faster hydraulic system. Likewise, if your shop has carpeted flooring throughout, you might look for a chair with a more robust base that's engineered specifically for that surface. Finally, if you're looking for a chair that offers premium leather upholstery for that ultra-luxury feel, the vinyl here won't meet that expectation. In terms of hidden trade-offs, the main thing is the balance between aesthetics and raw durability. The